This is a podcast.
PVD Fables.
No, baby, wait!
We read stories from the internet and embarrassing personal stories.
Not to be forgotten tales.
I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Oh my god.
Here's the big time fuck up. The window wasn't open.
The city of Providence, Rhode Island. You might think you were in a foreign land.
Oh, this is PVD Fables.
But I actually just remembered one from when I was way younger. This was actually the only one I can kind of remember happening to me in a house other than the one I'm in now. And this happened to me. You remember Marco? We were really young. I was probably about 10 or 11 years old when this happened, and my friend Marco was sleeping over my house, and we were like sleeping on the floor in like the living room or something, and I woke up at about I woke up early in the morning, like maybe like 4 a.m. something like that, to all of a sudden my stereo I guess had an old tape of me when I was a kid, like talking in it, and my stereo setup that we had in the living room, I woke up to that tape playing loudly through the speakers of just my own voice when I was like even younger than 11, and it was very strange to wake up to that. Like, I'm not sure, you wake up to this voice, it's very loud. All right, I'm figuring it out slowly. The stereo's on. How did the stereo get on? This is my voice. This must be, like, I didn't even know about this tape. It was really strange.
Oh my fucking god.
Do you still have the tape?
No, I mean, well, yeah, I'm sure I do honestly have the tape. I'm not sure what tape it would be. I'm surprised that, like, there even would have been a tape in there from, like, that. I guess my mom was probably, listening to it at one point or something like that. But, yep, it seems as though the stereo turned on and started playing an old tape at about 4 a.m. in the morning.
Jesus fucking Christ. That is something. My god.
Whew. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I think something is like, it's on you. Like, it's you.
It's me?
Yeah, it's
something
you.
attached to you.
I don't feel... like I said,
maybe
if there is, I don't live in fear of it.
Yeah, and maybe it's like, it is like, how do I put this? Because you don't give it anything, it's just not a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a story about bus drivers of Reddit. What is the weirdest thing you have found when checking your bus at the end of a route? Dildos. Former school bus driver here. One time I found a pretty big dildo with beware written on it in Sharpie.
How big was it?
A pretty big dildo, it says.
Beware.
It was written in Sharpie and wrapped in barbed wire, sitting in the back seat. That was a bit of a what the fuck moment.
That was me. Sorry, bus driver of Reddit.
Well, there it is.
All right, so today I fucked up by ejaculating in my bed. So I know most people masturbate in the shower or in the toilet, but I've always done it in bed. I'm living with my parents, so I guess I just like the privacy of my room. Then, and this is what I now realize is me being a fucking weirdo, when it was time, I would just pull up the blanket, roll over to the side a bit, and come onto the wall / below the bed. I never really thought much of it, and it never smelled bad, so I just kept doing it because it was easy. Nobody noticed, and people seldom visited my room anyway.
Oh my god.
After some years of doing this, I recently reached a few difficult points in my life, and this exacerbated my masturbation habits.
Wow, that was like an Eminem line. I exacerbated my masturbating moments.
I used to only masturbate like once a week or so. Maybe that's why it didn't smell. But for a couple weeks, I started doing it every day. Sometimes.
Wait, how much did he masturbate a week?
I think he said once a week or so.
Once a week?
Yeah.
That's still fucking disgusting.
Especially doing it against your wall. This usually wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for a teenager, but since I was always ejaculating on my wall / bed, I began to get a bad cockroach infestation there.
Oh my god.
I didn't notice at first, And since I've never had cockroaches before, I didn't really know what they were.
Oh my God.
But eventually I read up on the internet that cockroaches like to live in dark, moist places in the house.
Yeah,
And
there it
that
is.
made sense.
That. It all makes sense.
At first, I felt really disgusted. I wanted to exterminate them, but I definitely didn't want my parents to find out what happened. So I just tried to kill them by flicking them into a bowl of water
Oh my
and
God.
watching them drown.
Oh my fucking God.
But then I felt really bad.
You don't say.
I didn't know why, but it felt like murder. I didn't really
Because,
dislike...
hold on. I just want to like butt in here for a second. That's because it is murder,
Yes,
isn't it?
it
right?
is. It's the killing of a living thing, yeah. That's murder.
Do we need to look up the definition for that?
Go ahead.
All right.
What's
so
the definition of murder? So we can get it down. It's probably the killing of any living thing.
Continue.
I didn't really dislike the cockroaches. I had never even seen cockroaches before, and they were kind of interesting. So I decided to stop killing them and kind of just let them be for like a week. At this point, I finally began masturbating in the shower. I know this sounds really weird, but I kind of began thinking of them as my children.
Oh my God.
It started out as a joke thought, but then it got more serious, like they were literally born out of my sperm. So in my mind, it made sense that they were my offspring in a way.
No. What?
I actually want kids when I grow up. And this is kind of like that. I used to bring them food and stuff from the kitchen and play with them by moving them around the room or letting them crawl on me. I just got really emotionally attached to them for a while, even though they were obviously just insects.
Wow.
Then my parents found out. I think my dad saw one in the kitchen and immediately freaked out and called the exterminator the same day while I was at school.
Holy shit.
So we had to move out for about a week to an Airbnb, and I was really depressed the entire time, but I couldn't tell them why. They thought I just didn't like the Airbnb.
Wow. Jesus. I am just at a loss here. You know, that when he finally has kids, his son is going to be very resilient.
Yeah.
Yep. Going to be able to survive nuclear winter and fallouts. You know what I mean?
Yep, never to be killed.
Yeah. Going to work well in dark places. Jesus. What if his kid starts like befriending cockroaches and talks to them?
Oh.
We need to get a follow-up Reddit story for that. Was that on Reddit?
Do you know, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know the Cumbox story?
The Cumbox story. Do you know the Cumbox story?
Because I feel like his father is the Cumbox guy.
I
And
do
he
not.
is the cum wall guy. I think it's like in a very short form, some guy was just coming into a box
Okay.
for like years, and
Years.
there's
You
a
do this for
picture of
years.
it.
Something you do for years. This one, the title is Today I Fucked Up by Getting Stuck in a Cock Cage.
What?
Today, I repeat, today I fucked up by getting stuck in a cock cage. And even as I initially read this, I thought it was maybe also like the previous story, someone from the UK, and he got stuck in a bird cage.
That's what I. All right. Okay.
I might have spoiled it there, but let's press on here. Before I begin, I'm a male who has been seeing guys lately. I've started seeing this guy who is a cop and rather dominant. All right. We were chatting one night about our sexual experiences and things that turn each other on. He explained rather delicately that cock cages are a big turn on for him.
Can we pause for a second? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I feel like this is going to be one of those stories where I ask you to pause because I want to comment on something immediately.
Okay.
I just know I'm going to laugh really hard.
Okay. That's okay. For whatever reason, that's fine. He explained to me rather delicately that cock cages are a big turn on for him, and then showed me a few that he had. So he has a few. That means like more than two.
I am. Maybe, I mean.
Doesn't that hurt? I mean, it must hurt.
What is a cock cage? I don't even know.
Okay. It's it I don't even know how to. It's
I like that you. I'm sorry, I have to comment.
Oh,
on
you that I've seen one.
I like that you looked around as if you might have one laying around.
I might have something like a comparable model. No, I don't have a cock cage laying around, but I just like this. I was thinking of something that could.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Possibly. It's like almost, I don't even know. It's like literally, I don't know if it like restricts your boner so you can't get one.
Like,
But it's like a
okay.
little thing that like, it's almost like a, I don't know, like a helmet. It's
think-
like chainmail.
I think I understand what you mean. You don't need to pull up a picture.
Oh, I won't. No, I'm not gonna.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just
we're-
kidding.
I
So-
mean, you know, yeah, maybe we'll put one up later on, but.
sorry, I managed to get us off.
So a
topic
cock
again.
cage is a cage that you put on your cock. I don't really know much beyond that. This guy apparently had a few of them. And this guy that was dating the dominant cop was verbally like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. But mentally, I was like, who would do that? He really wanted me to try it on. I was hesitant but curious. I would think maybe because, like, is E the only person that has tried this one on? Maybe not. That is a little, you know, what's the washing? How do you wash a cock cage?
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I hadn't even thought of that aspect of it.
yeah,
But
because
now I'm a little like cringed out.
I mean, they're like, it's not like it's, I don't know. We were playing with the idea of it all, and he wanted me to keep it on while I went home. Okay. And as I was seeing him the next night, we would take it off then. Through that night, something happened with his family, and he didn't think twice and went to see his family on the other side of the country. He caught the earliest flight,
No.
leaving me with a cage around my cock and him with the key. He was really apologetic and will be back ASAP. Yeah. That was 2 days ago. Now I'm scoping for a locksmith. A cocksmith?
No. Oh.
That's in parentheses here.
Oh my god.
Or someone who can help out with this restriction. I just want my dick and freedom back. And for the too long didn't read. Dick stuck in a cage and can't get it out. Guy who has the keys on the other side of the country due to family emergency.
All right, I have. Oh god, there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
I
I like the stories that took a turn.
mean, it's already a strange tale. I mean, not strange, but like
It's an interesting, it's a precarious situation.
it's also a terrible situation.
Yes.
You know what? Moral of the story here, since we're talking fables and all. Moral of the story: don't let someone lock up your dick
For multiple days.
for multiple days. Legitimately,
Yeah.
Don't even let it happen for a second. Look at this.
Yeah, maybe for the night.
Fuck it. I'm a piece of shit. So, for the last year or so, I have been diligently growing this little bump on my back.
Oh, jeez.
Call it a wart, a cyst, whatever. Right between my shoulder blades, just a little left of my spine, and right on the threshold of the can't reach it without a friend zone. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to worry about, I swear. Just last night after a shower, my girlfriend was giving me the old, you should really see a doctor, yada yada, I want you to be healthy, yada yada spiel. I just told her, in my best Schwarzenegger, it's not a tumor. And it most certainly is not. It's just this weird little bump under my skin, no bigger than a marble, or a walnut if you're using the metric system.
Jesus.
It doesn't hurt or anything. I've actually grown quite fond of it until today. I was at work, awaiting my coworker to relieve me from my shift around 5 o'clock. He shows up, I'm shooting the shit with him and casually scratching my own back. Try to imagine this as appearing, quote, casual. Right as my coworker is telling me about his weekend plans, I feel my back buddy gurgle beneath my fingers and change in shape. I remove my hand from my work shirt and see what appears to be a small amount of mashed potatoes smeared across my fingertips.
Oh, my God.
Curiosity and mild confusion mingle upon my face until the stench hits.
No.
Suddenly, my coworker's weekend plans to visit his long-lost blah, blah, blah didn't seem so intriguing once I experienced the smell of death itself. Perhaps you have never smelled the distinct odor of pus. I imagine war veterans are familiar with the harrowing scent. I, for one, have never smelled something so vile or corrosive. God, I can get a whiff of it right now as I type. It smells worse than your high school bully's diarrhea. It is the smell of hatred and doom. That smell is pure evil.
Jesus.
Immediately, I bolt for the bathroom. Alarm bells going in my head, and I'm thinking, it's happening. I feel like he's like gonna shit his pants at like how bad the smell is, but I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I reach the public bathroom door, lock it shut, and stand in front of the mirror before I pull my shirt off over my head. My back, fortunately, does not resemble a crime scene like I had expected. I decide to be a gross human being and squeeze my back knob to see what happens.
Yes, let's see how that goes.
It changes in shape, feels like some air bubbles are being released, ? And I wipe my back clean with some paper towels. By now, the bathroom smells like not my problem. It's the end of my shift.
My God.
I pull my shirt on, leave the bathroom, clock out, and head home. Driving home was peaceful enough with the windows down, of course. I was careful not to deface the delicate upholstery of my vehicle with my bodily excretions. Upon arriving home, I disrobe immediately inside the front door, shirt off, pants down, leave the socks, walk to the bathroom, look in the mirror, game face. I squeeze that itty-bitty protuberance with as much might as I can muster at this
Please.
angle behind my back. Pus confetti.
Shut the fuck up.
Ribbons of pus stream all over my bathroom, the wall, the mirror, the fucking ceiling. Okay, now I'm thinking like it couldn't have been the size of a walnut. It had to have been bigger.
Yeah, walnut's not that big.
It had to have been bigger.
I mean, but you know, I mean, under the skin, could be traveled. Oh my God, I want to like fucking jump off a bridge.
My
How about this
eyes.
window? Can you open that window, please?
My eyes are watering. My jaw is clenched. Everything is clenched. The bump is literally making tiny squeaking sounds as I squeeze it
it's queefing.
mightily.
Your pus is queefing.
It may have been screams. I'm not kidding. I'm salivating like a hungry animal who digs the pain for some reason.
Oh my God.
Jesus. The smell is offending my ancestors.
Oh shit.
I jump into the hottest shower I've ever taken. I need to grieve. My relationship is dead for certain. My back buddy is vanquished. I don't really know what to do. Upon exiting the shower, I see I have a text waiting for me on my phone. It's from my boss. This is embarrassing, but please explain to me what happened in the company restroom before you left today. Customers have complained about the smell.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, there's a picture.
But anyway, so I'm on Mathewson Street, about to walk towards, I think, Aurora or somewhere. And at the corner of my eye, I see a guy come out of a church. So you know, like at a restaurant when they get eggs, it's like 35 eggs on a row in a carton. There's like a sleeve of them. This guy had 3 of them, so he had like 65 eggs.
He was
holding.
walking on the street?
He walked out of a church with like 65 eggs.
Where did he get the eggs?
I just could not understand.
The Lord.
And yeah, like any part of it, I just like did not understand what was going on.
How was he holding them? In
Just
a
like-
vessel?
Just like you know,
In
like
his hand, bare hand.
The biggest one that comes to mind is definitely when we lived on Siemens Street,
okay,
which is already funny because of the name.
Siemens, yeah,
And
SEAMAN, you sick fucks.
That's
Siemens
right. That's
Street.
and we had it was an athletes versus mathletes party.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I remember we were like trying to get everyone out on the deck because it was this huge deck. And people started standing on a picnic table, and I was trying to get everyone together to take a picture from the balcony. And as everyone's standing and they start taking the picture, as soon as they wrap, the picnic table just crashes And as it comes down, it hits the deck, and all of a sudden, just the center of the deck just collapsed.
Oh my God.
Luckily, there was a hurricane a couple days later, and
Just
not
blamed it on
luckily,
that.
but like, you know what I mean.
Insurance. Or
When the landlord came and we showed him it, we were like, "Oh, a piece of that tree came down," and
fucked the shit up. We moved the branches. I don't
there
know why. it's in
definitely
the
wasn't
indent
100
of
people standing on it at the same time.
That's a pretty good one. Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
There's been so many things.
One night when I was about 11 or so, I was staying with my dad, who was a total slob, and his apartment was a mess. I poured myself a glass of V8 juice.
Fuck
Made me
V8. I
slur
fucking
my
hate that
words with the
shit.
shit. I was kind of into it when I was like in my teens.
They say
I don't know why.
it might be good in Bloody Marys.
Well, that's like
I can see it.
one half of a Bloody Mary is.
Tomato juice.
Yeah,
But
do a
fuck V8.
do a V8, do some Pinnacle vodka, a little bit of, I don't know, fucking cayenne pepper.
This the sound of like what is in a Bloody Mary sounds disgusting.
It's just like tomato juice and vodka and like peppers.
I don't think I could do it.
It's like spicy tomato juice, you know? Well, you're Sicilian, so just draw a little blood, put it in.
like
You go.
you're not.
Like ragu sauce.
Ragu sauce. Just put some blood in it.
Well, you know, I mean, like, if you needed ragu sauce, you'd...
Just
Yeah, exactly.
take it out of yourself.
Yep.
Gotcha.
It's a bad joke.
No, it's good. Everything's good.
I poured myself a glass of V8 juice, then had a sip and went to bed.
Who the fuck does that? A whole glass and you take one sip?
This was at night. Like, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, I need, like, some water.
Then it's okay
So-
to swig it from the actual bottle.
You give your... Yeah, exactly. So what do? Give yourself a thick, sodium-based beverage.
Fucking tomato juice
Tomato
beverage.
Before bed. That's how you have, like, nightmares where everything's in a shit realm.
Yes.
Like, shit demons are coming after you and shit.
Awful.
So he's leaving it on a low coffee table where it stayed for the night.
And the resulting, 3 weeks until he decided to clean it.
Of course. When I woke up the next day sometime around noon, it was really hot. So when I waddled into the lounge room, I went straight for the juice.
Oh, God.
It was a little warm and a film had gathered on top of it.
No.
But after removing that layer, it was okay.
So he legitimately, took the layer off before consuming.
Until, at least into a large piece of really tough vegetable matter was sucked into my mouth.
Oh, my God.
I bit it in half, thoughtlessly letting one part drop back into the cup, and then proceeded to crunch into it. I immediately realized that something was wrong and spat out the severed upper body of a motherfucking mouse,
Oh, my God. What a turn.
coated in warm vegetable goo, which must have drowned that night.
Oh my god.
I didn't vomit, but I felt sick for a good while afterwards. It still makes me gag thinking about it. Okay.
What's the most what the fuck thing you've seen while driving? I'm gonna try to say this without laughing. Saw a this is from user Weeper Blast. Saw a package of hot dogs on the street. The car in front of me drove over them, ripped the package, and fired the dogs in the air. One of them landed on my windshield and rolled down until it essentially turned my windshield wiper into a catapult. I fired the hot dog into the open window of the car driving next to me and hit the driver in the face.
Oh shit, dude. That's fucking incredible.
Yep.
That's all. That's all.
Welcome.
Penguin Carnage says, dude ran into the bathroom, yells, I got a shit! Then pulled his pants down, sat his ass on the toilet, and then puked on the floor in front of him. Realizing his mistake, he stood up, faced the toilet to puke, and shat on the floor behind him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Penguin Carnage. Excellent.
Yeah.
That must have been the worst smelling thing.
Yeah,
When you
when you shit on your puke.
Wow. Yeah, he did.
Oh my god.
None of it got in the toilet.
That's the ultimate confusion.
Two Dutch girls who got lost in the jungle in Panama went for a day hike, didn't turn back, apparently got lost deep in the forest during the rainy season. The creepiest thing is that their phones were discovered in a backpack downriver, fully intact, along with a camera that had photos. Normal happy photos of them on the trail taken just an hour before their internal phone records show that they started calling 911 for help. And 90 other photos have been taken in the rainy darkness in the middle of the night between 4 and 1 a.m., a week after they disappeared. Methodically showing a cliff and some bushes and some impromptu markers made of what little things they had brought with them. Fragments of their bodies, bones, and a boot with a foot still in it were found a couple months later, but nobody knows really for sure how they died. Accident on the trail, fell into the rapids, murdered, then someone was playing with their phones. That's pretty creepy.
I mean, I don't see why, if no one murdered them, why they would be taking pictures of their surroundings.
Well, like, wouldn't you think that the person murdered them and then fucked with their camera?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I see that more than them just taking pictures as they're like slowly dying. Like, what purpose is that going to serve? You know, like that's not a good explanation as to why there's photos on their camera.
Yeah.
You know,
They feel like the photos are more cryptic than anything. You know, it's like, haha, fucker.
yeah. I don't know, but like the phone records also kind of, it's more plausible that they could have been just trapped and stuck, and they were trying to call out.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense, but the pictures don't, and I don't know.